What's up everybody, I'm your coach Marwan from Marwan Killer Fitness. So on today's video we're going to be talking about training to failure. Should you be taking the set to complete failure, whether it's at the end of the rep, end of the set or in the middle of the set? So let's look at both sides of the argument and then we can determine who's right, who's wrong. So the bros in the gym will tell you that you need to go to failure to be able to recruit the maximum amount of motor units. Other people will tell you no, you shouldn't be going to failure because you are going to be hurting your ability, you're going to be impeding the ability to recover from those workouts. On the other hand, you've got the pros like Ian King, he's got a book called Get Buffed, and you've got Dorian Yates, ex-pro bodybuilder, will tell you that intensity trumps volume every time. So who's right, who's wrong? You got to look at context, guys. Context is everything. So these guys are telling you that that intensity is better than volume because a lot of people don't regulate their volume. They don't know how much, they don't regulate their intensity, they don't know how much they should be lifting. Whereas these guys are meticulous to every single detail. They know how much they can lift on every lift. They know what they can or what they can't do in every single day. So typically they go towards near enough failure on towards the last set of the workouts. All right. For most people, what they do, they go to failure on the first set, and then everything above that is total junk volume. This is because they've recruited the maximum amount of muscle fiber units during that one set that they took to failure, and they fatigued all their motor units. Okay, so they've hurt their ability to recruit the higher threshold muscle fibers on the subsequent sets. And that, of course, the cumulative fatigue has an effect on their second set, the third set, the next exercise, the next day, the next week, even the next month, and the whole training period. So we're talking about mesocycle, microcycle, cycle, etc. Okay, so that's really why the pros advocate intensity over volume. So although yes, trained into failure, the bros were right for a change. Trained into failure will reach maximum amount of muscle fiber or motor unit recruitment, but that isn't the only way. Another way is if you're training in the 80 to 85% of your 1 rep max, you are going to pretty much be recruiting the maximum amount of muscle fiber units. And anything above those loads, anything above the 80 to 85% will happen through rate coding. So rate coding is the ability of the nervous system to send twitch signals to the muscle fibers. So it's not how many muscle fibers can fire, is how quickly those muscle fibers can fire at one time to be able to lift those amount of weights. All right. So, all right, where were we? So we talked, another way to do it is through putting maximum effort on the concentric part of the lift. So on the bench press, the deadlift, on the way up, okay? And same thing with the overhead press or the shoulder press. If you're putting maximum effort, explosive effort into the lift every single time, you're going to maximize the recruitment of these muscle fibers. Excuse me, sorry. All right. So if you're taking the set to failure, you are, like I said, it's a trade-off. So yes, you are going to be recruiting the maximum amount of motor units, but it's going to hurt your ability to do more volume and progressive overload over time. And that's overloading the volume and doing more work at the same or higher intensity will be more beneficial for strength and hypertrophy gains over time. All right, so another thing that you need to look at is, again, we talked about context. Failure, how much load are you lifting? If you're lifting anything below, and 30% or below, anything below 30%, you're probably not going to get any benefits from. You're not going to build any muscle. But if you're training at like 30% or 30%, then you need to go to failure in order to maximize the amount of muscle fiber recruitment. Otherwise, it's just the load is too light. Okay, so I'm not saying that you should be lifting the bar and doing squats with the bar, because unless that's in the maximum amount that you can lift, then that's fine. But generally speaking, if you're just lifting the bar, you're not going to be going to failure. You're not going to be building any muscle. Okay, so anything with like 30%, then you need to go 30% for your 1 rep max, you need to go to failure. So, all right, the exercises that you need to go to failure, again, we talked about this in previous video. Any exercise that puts a muscle in the stretch position. So the Romanian deadlift, the overhead tricep extension is going to damage the muscle fibers, cause trauma, and going to tear the muscle fibers. Okay. So that's going to create a micro trauma in the muscles. It might take you up to 72 hours to fully recover. And as you know, that if you don't recover from your workouts, then you're not going to be building any muscles. So the exercise that you really need, if you wanted to go to failure, then you can go on the last set. For example, if you're doing like lateral raises, bicep curls, those kind of exercises are not really going to hurt the body so much. Leg extensions, you can try and do 1 or 2 more reps, trying to get a bit more volume in. You might get a bit sore, but not really going to damage the muscle fibers. That is going to interfere with your ability to do work the next time. All right. So one final point is the testosterone to cortisol ratio. Prolonged periods of cortisol won't be beneficial for muscle building. You'll actually be catabolic and you'll get more stress, because training is a stressor to the human body. So when you come into the gym, you're going to be releasing some cortisol to be able to lift those weights up. But if it's prolonged amount of cortisol release, it's going to be counterproductive. So you've got to look at that as well. All right, guys, so I hope this video was helpful. Leave me a like button and let me know what videos you want to do next by leaving me a comment in the comment section. And we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.